What is going on, everybody? We are back on it. Hunter x Hunter episode 123. You guys should be seeing this Monday, the, what is that, 15th, 16th? 16th. I'm recording this Friday, so a couple days early. Magically, I don't know how I'm feeling this great. If you've been following, if you're in the Discord or Patreon, and you saw my last Code Geass episode, we were doing rough. Ever since Monday night, I came down with the flu and a sinus infection. So it's been about let's see, Tuesday. It's been about 4 full days. I've probably had no bullshit, like 50 to 60 cough drops in the past 4 days. Been popping Dayquil, had humidifiers going, Gatorades, emergency, just all of it. I didn't know if I was going to be able to record My Hero Academia Saturday morning, which will be tomorrow. So you guys will see this Monday, but it's actually right before you get it. But I don't know. I mean, this is the first time I can breathe through my nose perfectly fine. I don't feel like I have a sore throat or cough, so we're feeling pretty good, actually. Which is surprisingly so, thankfully. So hopefully we shouldn't have anything going on video-wise or anything slowing down. I apologize for you guys on the Patreon how rough Thursday's Code Geass Season 2 Episode 18 or 19. That was a rough recording, but we made it through. But we're here for Hunter x Hunter Episode 123, titled Centipede in Memory. Coming off the hype that was last episode, we got, I mean, I guess you could say we got the start of Netero versus the King. That's pretty much all we got. I might have been a little slow reacting to some people's comments or not commenting back just because we were so sick. I went back and scanned through and tried to comment to everything that I saw. For the most part, it was just trying to find out the depths and the understandings of Netero and his abilities and what category he falls under. It looks like the majority of you told me that he is an enhancer. But I mean, he's just on such a different level that I had a lot of people told me in the YouTube comments and a couple people on Twitter and I think in the Discord as well that he's on such a different level that the percentages that we kind of got explained when we got introduced to Nen don't really apply to Netero here, to like how it's going to be hard for you to be on this side of the diagram. What is that, a pentagon, hexagon, whatever it is. And you'll only be like 40% or 20% efficient or 60% at the branching or the total opposite. That he's just like ascended to such a different level that I think I had you guys tell me that he's like a master level enhancer, but he's also conjuring the statue, then manipulating it as well, and then he's also we just got a lot going on. So pretty much all I gathered from a lot of what you guys were telling me is I'm just not going to try to pigeonhole this man into any specific thing. And that's like I don't know if he's like an enhancer that like has ascended to also being a specialist when he's met certain requirements, or I don't want to try to go too deep into it. I also had a bunch of you tell me that we're going to find out about kind of what it is and what he does as we go on here. So like I don't know if he's an enhancer, but like whatever the conditions and the meditating Buddha stuff that he did for a week beforehand allows him to ascend to this like specialist type level that, and I don't know what the specialist type level grants him, the ability to conjure or manipulate. I don't know. It's just a lot. And then I pretty much had all of you also confirm that 90 to 99%, if that was anybody else that got chopped with those Buddha hands or sandwiched, they would have died. Had a couple of you say that maybe Chrollo, because he always has like a trick up his sleeve, or we don't really know what he has access to in that book. He might have something that could either move out of the way, or tank, or whatever it might be. But that even with Chrollo though, and I had people mention Uvo being able to like Hulk up strong enough to be able to tank it, but even though I had all of you guys giving me these examples on who might be able to counter it or maybe able to eat it and not die, a lot of us agreed that even if they could, that it might be a small 1%, maybe even nobody, that would have the reaction time fast enough to counter it before like one of the Buddha hands hit you. we saw how fast that he's moving, that it looks like he's floating or that he levitates, and you see the animations that they put on his hands when he's moving around. And I think the narrator explained to us how fast it took Pito to react, like a tenth of a second, to like make her attack or whatever it is, the ability that we saw 10 plus episodes ago. And Netero was still moving that fast, and you're like, you can't tell where it's coming from or what's happening. So even if someone like a master level enhancer could hulk up enough to eat the blow, or somebody with enough speed to conjure something that can maybe eat it, that you wouldn't know what was happening. It would hit you so fast that you wouldn't be able to react. And I think we came to the conclusion that, like, if it was anybody else but the king, that they would 100% be dead. So it's just wild to see. But at the same time, I don't think we were shown anything that makes us think that the king, that Netero stands a chance. Now again, what he's ascended to and has become, what he's tapped into, what ability that he might, I don't know if we're going to get some like Dragon Ball evil containment wave where, like, you know, when you're not strong enough to beat somebody, but maybe you can capture them in something, lock them away, send them to another universe. If there's going to be some ability that like only Netero has access to that could be used for this perfect scenario when somebody's stronger than you, but regardless, this one ability, I don't know. I don't know if he has to sacrifice himself and that makes his ability that much stronger. It's something that he's a condition on himself that maybe when he dies, the last blow he left will kill anything it strikes. Like, I don't know what we're dipping into, because I don't know what this man has become. But I'm expecting to see some wild stuff. And then, so this is the first time I've been able to talk to you guys since you saw my post discussion to episode 121, where I talked about Hunter x Hunter's going to be on a fine line here, because I'm all for great story. Attack on Titan right now is my second favorite anime ever, and we don't get that much fighting. I mean, we get fighting, I mean, of course, but it's not your typical anime fighting where, like, you got hand-to-hand demigods first, you know, prodigy kids just flipping, sparring hand-to-hand Obito, Kakashi, Madara, Hashirama type stuff. But the storytelling and on the edge of your seat and what happens next, that with Attack on Titan just like elevates it for me. So I made a point that Hunter x Hunter is going to be an interesting point for me here, because I'm all for great storytelling. You don't have to just be straight fights nonstop to make me like or enjoy the anime. But I feel like Hunter x Hunter's teetering here on how I'm going to think about this anime when it's over if we don't get some kind of like action. It doesn't even have to be a lot. I would just like to see it, because it's been built up in Netero and the King and the guards and Nen, and matchups makes abilities. And all that's great, but we haven't gotten a lot of fights, which I think is fair to say. We're 123 episodes in. The last real good, like, hand-to-hand combat stuff we got, I feel like, was in Heaven's Arena. And some of the Greed Island stuff, but a small, tiny bit of that as well. It's just been a lot of exposition and build and build and build. And I want to see where this build comes to. Because we got about 20 episodes left, and the anime is going to have to be wrapped up, maybe leave the last 5 episodes left. So we've got 15 episodes here, I feel, to show me, like, what makes it the best. People say this is their greatest, the best, and I'm wanting to see it. So we'll see where it goes. I had a lot of you guys tell me that as well. I don't think there was anything in that video. I know I've been talking for 10 minutes. I just want to make sure I didn't forget anything. I know it's been 2 videos since I've seen you guys. And I don't want to miss anybody's comments. People just say, don't worry about the quality. People say, hopefully if the manga returns, we'll get some great hand-to-hand combat stuff. But, like, I don't think I'm going to be alive if that ever comes back. So we'll just see. Don't worry about the action. You'll get some. So, and yeah, we'll see how that all goes. And then we need to talk about what we're going to do for the live reaction from 125 and 126. But let's go ahead and do it. Last episode was great. So let's see how this takes off here. We are on episode 123. We are 3 minutes and 30 seconds in. 3 minutes, 30 seconds in. Episode 123, titled Centipede and Memory. Pressing play right now. Here we go. And that new, like, Netero fight music that they gave us, and the animation they gave when he was, like, slowing down time, was amazing. Somebody's got to stop Poof and Yuppie from getting over there, right? Is anybody going to slow them down, or no? Because everybody else we have in play has retreated, gone to get healed, and the other one gone is sitting playing babysitter. So the only pieces we have left on the field are Killua, the Chameleon, and Octopus Boy. And none of them are currently actively chasing them down, so there's nothing between. Okay, now we're flashing back to this. Is this gonna be excuse me. Oh, they got downstairs. Now what is he gonna do? You got two fully functioning ants. Bro, they're coming. Oh no, they went the... Tell me he's seeing this. Tell me he didn't not see any of that. Wow. Couldn't do it. Didn't pull the trigger. Oh, fuck. He's gonna have to answer these questions truthfully, right? Isn't that what his ability does? Or does it all... I forget what his attacks do. They attack living things and they don't miss? Or they attack people that lie? I forget. He won't kill him. I don't think it does him any good to kill him. Took 4 shots to the head. Dang, that 10 minutes of talking got my throat up. Oh, yeah, it is questions and answers. So they're just duds unless he asks questions and get answers. I remembered he had something going on like that. Gotta get that up out of you there, little buddy. Why would you tell him they grow by feeding on your resistance? Gonna make him not resist. Classic. Dang, he's about that life. Shoot him again. Shoot it. Dang, he's gonna pass out. You gonna shoot it? Can he shoot it? What does he do? He's gotta weaken him enough. Yep. He can't get out. Or won't be a threat to anybody. And with him limping around like that, he won't be a threat to many at all. Dang, he came off so much more badass before this. Shit. This is how he goes down? Didn't find Palm, no nothing, huh? Hmm. R.I.P. He's just gonna keep trading blows back and forth. Any way to get those centipedes removed, or can we work something out, or what's going on here? I put one in that stomach one time. I'd shoot him one more time just to make sure. Excuse me. I don't trust anything this dude's saying. Welfin is pretty weak. I respected him so much more before this episode. Uh, he can't deactivate it. So there's nothing he can do to get rid of him. Unless they're like cut out. Or get somebody that can deactivate some Nen. We're about to just sit here and play fucking But to play sheep and act like we're dead. Shoot him again. Or you at least threat to shoot him again. That was quick. Is there a way that they can just die by themselves? Yeah, you do remember. They all have memory leaks. And I also feel like this was a badly misplaced episode. I would have rather than put all the Ikalgo stuff back to back to back to back. I was thinking about this the other day. Whatever happened to Jiro, the guy that ran the NGL? What was the purpose of that intro of him that they gave us for like 15 minutes? I thought it was going to be like, oh, the king was made out of him. Or something like that. And I know I had a couple people tell me or that we never actually found out what happened to him. So what was the point of that whole intro that we had? 30, 40, 50 episodes? That's creepy. Oh wow, we just got a Gyro name drop. What a coincidence that we just talked about that. What the hell? Do we find out who that was or where he went? Do we get that whole story just to see that he died in that chair or so I'm saying, where is he? What is he? Who is he now? Oh, they just extinguished. He's having full-fledged human memories, like details and all. don't think we've seen any of them have that yet. I know we had Leol, or whatever the lion's name was, remembering back to when he was a lion. Have we had anybody flashback to like when they were human? Colt, I think. Oh, that was easy. Yeah, Palm's been created into something. She's been turned, conjured, manipulated into something, brought back for something. They called it number one. God, those suction cup run. Welfin's cool. He's solid. He's alright. I wonder if that's the end we get of him. Alright, Palm. We know it's her. That camera definitely took a right, though, and he said go up and take a left. And they said they referred to her as number one. They put her in a cocoon. Is that something Poof did? Is that a Poof ability? A King ability? Is she still even conscious of what she once was or who she once knew? Or is she an ant? Not her. Well, I want to say, is she an ant? Was she given to something to be? No, because the queen was one that popped all those out. Because I don't think we've seen them like just take a human and turn it into an ant. As far as like that looks like Palm. Like that is Palm. With it looks like some ant characteristics. It didn't look like an ant that like we've normally seen. If you guys get what I'm saying, like all the like Welfin doesn't look like he's human. Colt doesn't look like he's like we know that there's human in them, but they're mostly still beast or ant characteristic. That just looks like Palm with some like experimental stuff put on her. So I don't know whose ability that is, what it's gonna turn into, what she'll remember. Is she now just a complete straight weapon for the enemy? There's no getting her mental state back or who she once was or can become. Um, Kind of see how that goes. Besides this, I mean, again, this is one of those like I feel like we don't really need a deep like kind of dive discussion into. I've had that question since we got that big Giro, Euro, however you want to pronounce his name. I think they said Gyro. Um, I forget what episode that was. I mean, I'll try to. There's no way I'm going to be able to find that fast enough right here. Um, Unless I search Hunter x Hunter on my videos, but that yeah, who knows how far that is? We're talking 20, 30 plus episodes back. Trying to see if I can find the episode that it was. Actually, I might be able to find it here. I should have a thumbnail of it now. I think it was definitely before Kite got sliced up. See, now I think I've gone too far back. Yeah, I don't remember what episode. I think it's somewhere in the early 80s. But yeah, so we had the whole Gyro introduction in the back. I mean, we got a long backstory of his. I thought he was going to be like the human that was used to turn the king into the king, or that's what she used. Or it was going to be somebody we knew or saw. And I'm pretty sure I had a couple of you tell me that like we never find out what happens to him. So it made me think like, why give us that opening, other than like story purposes? And then again, to bring him up there again, it's like what value? Like what is that name supposed to mean? And again, I don't know if it means anything, if it's supposed to mean anything. Besides that, I mean, it was a solid episode. I just feel like if I had to say, I would reshuffle some of these episodes. And I know it's safe to, not safe to say, we know that like we're having a simulcast here. Like if we were watching the whole Chimera Ant arc on like a 4-screen TV divided in 4s to see what's going on at the same time. You put like Netero and the King up here. You put Gon watching Pito over here. You could put Ikalgo down here, and then you could put Moral, Poof, Knuckle, everybody else down here. And I know like this is all happening in one go. I feel like I would have placed these episodes in a different order and like shuffled them in. And again, like I don't know when this was being written, if they already knew the episodes that they were gonna make. So they wanted to like put more time for like the animation build up or the budget, or to have like the best animators and stuff come in. But I feel like to have what they gave us last episode and even the episode before that, and then to just drop this in on us. It wasn't a bad episode, it was solid, but like I need what happened last episode. A continuation of that, and I know that's what we're going to get on 125 and 126. I'm hoping that, even though I know next episode is probably going to be more like this, not more like this in the sense of like it's going to be more Ikalgo stuff, but maybe more kind of like the intensity level and the suspense is going to be brought down a little bit for 124 to get us to whatever 125 and 126 is. So if it is on that level, I hope it's Palm related and what happened to her, what she has become, how does the enemy plan on using her, what is the significance of her being referred to as number 1 mean? Like, is this their first like human trial experiment? I don't know, maybe we'll kind of see what happens with it. Like, I don't know if that's a guard ability or the king ability or just an ant that they have on standby. Is that what no, because we see the little cat girl that births things. Pretty sure she does that, taking away, like she can dismiss Nen or exorcist it. So I don't know what Palm has become, what she can do now, or what allegiance she holds, or is there anything that can snap her out of it? Yeah, Welfin was cool. He was alright. He wasn't too bad. Now that we kind of found out like what all he's got going for him, and it looks like these ants are just so easily swayed, just onto our side that like I feel in the end, like I wouldn't be surprised if we have a lot of ants like fighting on our side. But yeah, I have no idea how this is going to like play out or end. I'm hoping episode 125 and 126, from the end of the opening till the end credit, I need all action going. I don't need 10 minutes of dialogue, 10 minutes of ability explanation. I just better see some blocking hand-to-hand taijutsu explode, like just like lay it on me. Because we've been building them, we really haven't gotten a lot of that in Hunter x Hunter. Just straight like explosions, hands being thrown, counter this, counter, explosion, counter, explosion. So if you want to take the first like 10 minutes of episode 125 to like set the stage, set the table levels again, sure, go for it. But I would hope that like 120, and especially if 125 and 126 is all we get of Netero and the King, whether Netero shows us this ungodly ability that he's reached that beyond death can be used to kill somebody, and he actually places it on the king, and it's just a ticking time bomb until the king actually dies. If Netero ends up being no threat and he gets smacked to the side, if this is it in episode 125 and 126, I hope it's like made to be great. If the fight is just gonna kind of get to the climax or almost the end, and then we're gonna revisit again in the 130s or whatever, then that'll be fine as well. But if this is it, Netero dies or the king dies or it's set up for one of them to die, just hit me with it. Hit me with all the goodies. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that there. I feel like there's a couple. There's more I wanted to talk about. My throat is really starting to go here. It's 11 o'clock at night. I'm gonna have to wake up and talk for another hour for the My Hero Academia, which is like at a climax right now. And I don't want my voice and everything to be shot, especially when I've got 2 hours of work in the morning beforehand. So go ahead and cut it here. Solid episode. You guys will see this on Monday. I'll catch, not in the same chronological order, but I'm going to catch up with you guys tomorrow with My Hero Academia. But then you guys will see this Monday. And then I'm thinking what I'm going to do, because right now I'm closing my gym the 24th to the 25th and the 26th. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing a double header back-to-back live stream Tuesday, Christmas Eve the 24th, and doing it at like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I think I'm going to do that because I'd like to have time off. Like, nothing wrong with streaming. Like, if I had to hop up on the day after Christmas and stream it, like, that's fine. But I'd rather take the whole night of the 24th, the 25th, and the 26th to just, like, lay back and relax and everything. So I'd like to not have the stress of having to react for episode 125 and 126 for you guys. Let's just, like, shoot it in one go. And it'll be early enough in the afternoon that, like, anybody in high school, middle school, college, working, everybody, I think, most has the 24th off. So the timing for that, or people in the United States, should be fine. And it'll be early enough that everybody in the Europe and maybe like the Japan, Asia, etc., if we do it at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, it should be early enough that it's not like 4 o'clock in the morning for you. What I'm thinking of doing is doing a double head live Twitch reaction of both episodes 125 and 126 on the 24th. Of course, when we get closer, I'll hash out a time and dates and everything specific for you guys. But for right now, TBD, that's what we're going to do. But we'll go ahead and end it here. Again, comment. Let me know your thoughts, questions, answers. We'll go from there. Like, share, favorite, subscribe, and as always,